Hi there YouTube, it's Mark here. Today I'm going to do a response video to Lazerrus' 80's thread video on picking an album from each year of the 80's that was important to you. A lot of these albums have been shown on other responses. I haven't seen many of them yet. I've just started watching a few of them. I've already noticed there's a couple and a few in here that have already been shown, so I apologize for that. But they are still my picks as well. You know, there's been some really great picks that I've seen so far by other vinyl community members, and just want to throw in my 2 cents. So, for 1980, I've seen this one already, maybe once or twice now. John Lennon, Yoko Ono, Double Fantasy. Definitely the most important album of 1980, especially in regards to John's death that year as well, just after this album was released. But it quickly became one of my favorite records at that time. It's a great album. 1981, The Police, Ghost in the Machine. One of the most eeriest sounding albums, like as far as recording goes. It's just an amazing sound that they achieved in the recording process of this album. And I really regard this as being their masterpiece record, this one here. It's just great. 1981, The Police, Ghost in the Machine. 1982, another album I really enjoyed, and I still enjoy it today, The Pretenders, Learning to Crawl. Every song on here is a great song. Great tracks. Middle of the Road, of course, is a classic Pretenders tune. Back in the Chain Gang. Even crazy songs like Watching the Clothes Go Around, Sitting in the Laundromat. It's a really cool album, and I really highly recommend this one. It's definitely my 1982 pick. 1983, David Wilcox, kind of a Canadian cult phenomenon. He was very, very big at the time when this came out in Canada, especially with the college and university crowds. His music is very rock and blues. He's got a very smooth voice, great sense of humor as well, and you know, every song I listen to this album dozens and dozens of times. I never get sick of it, as well as all his other records as well. He's just a great performer, and if we get a chance to see him live, he's just a great guy to see live as well. So 1983, My Eyes Keep Me in Trouble by David Wilcox. 1984. 1984 was really the toughest year to pick because I have so many records from 1984, more than any other year in the 80's. And there's about 8 or 9 that I really wanted to pick. So this really isn't necessarily my my favorite one. It could be, but it's really hard to choose between some of the other ones I was looking at as well. Talking Heads, Stop Making Sense. And it's kind of like a compilation almost. Psycho Killer, Swamp, Slippery People, Burning Down the House, Once in a Lifetime. But every song here again is just a great song. I was fortunate enough to get, I bought this when it came out, and they had like a limited edition where it's actually a book. And the book usually, which goes inside the album, this one wraps around the outside. And they're still fairly common, like they're not hard to find on eBay, but I thought it was kind of cool having that extra bonus as well. So, 1984, Talking Heads, and Stop Making Sense. 1985 is by somebody who I don't really see a lot of him on the vinyl community, but he's still out there and he's still making records today. Very hard-working musician, and his band plays excellent rock and roll music. It's George Thorogood and the Destroyers, and this one is from 1985, and it's called Maverick. Songs in here, I Drink Alone, which was a pretty big hit for him. Willie and the Hand Jive. There's a great rocker here called Dixie Fried. It was a remake of, I'm not sure whose song it was, but it was a remake of a very old tune. Crawling Kingsnake, Memphis, Tennessee, and he even performs the theme song from that old Western comedy show starring James Garner called Maverick. So the theme from Maverick is the last tune on the album. But I played this and played this and played this and played this, and I still love this record. George Thorogood. 1986. Paul Simon, Graceland. Um, Paul Simon really kind of changed his style of music. I didn't really change his style of music, but he was really exploring different avenues when he recorded this. A lot of this record, or most of it, is recorded in Africa with African musicians and background singers. He's got some very commercial tunes on here, like like Graceland and You Can Call Me Al, which were his big hits on the radio. But the rest of the record is really, it's not something I didn't like it the first time I heard it, but it's something that really grew on me, and I really got to enjoy this record a lot, and all the way through. It's just another great album by Paul Simon. His new album that came out, they're kind of comparing it with this one, but this one is still by far, in my opinion, his best album. Okay, so that was 1987. Another Canadian band, Blue Rodeo's debut album. This album it was really hard to categorize Blue Rodeo at the time. Like, they sound a little country, they sound a little rock. They even sound like a little new wave. They had a really unique sound, and this album I liked instantly, and I still like it today. In fact, I just played it not a few days ago. My favorite song on this album is Outskirts and Heart Like Mine, but just a fantastic band, Blue Rodeo, and they're still making albums as well. Oh, I wanted to show you too, I'm kind of getting off track a little bit. Talking about George Thorogood, he's got a brand new album out as well. It's called 2120 South Michigan Avenue, and basically it's a tribute album to all the artists from years gone by who recorded for Chess Records at 2120 South Michigan Avenue. So it's a great tribute album, and let me tell you, George Thorogood hasn't slowed down one bit. He still rocks. In fact, that's what we were listening to in the background there. The record just finished, but I was really impressed with this record. It's a 2-record set on 180 gram vinyl, and he hasn't lost it at all. He still rocks. Okay, getting back on track here. 1988. When this album was released, it was talked about quite a bit because of the people who appeared on the album. The Traveling Wilburys. Bob Dylan, Tom Petty, Jeff Lynne, Roy Orbison, and George Harrison. Now, who would have thought that 5 guys like that would have got together to do an album? But they did, and it's one of my favorite records, period, of all time. I know it was a very commercial release, very mainstream and all that, but the songs in here, and just their voices together too, like Roy Orbison, for example, would sing harmony on some of the songs that others in the group were singing, and their voices just go together so well. Every single track on here, from the first track, Handle with Care, to the last track, End of the Line, are just amazing songs, and definitely one of my favorite albums, period. That was 1989, or 88, sorry. 1989, a band I've always liked. I have most of their albums, the hard-rocking Aerosmith. This album here is a pump album, and it's considered to be their comeback record from the bad period that they were having during the 80s. They had reformed. I think they reformed to do Permanent Vacation, which was the album before this, which was a good album in itself, but this one really was the breakthrough for them again. They had tons of videos, like they used MTV to the fullest with Janie's Got a Gun and Lovin' an Elevator, songs like that. Very highly promoted record, but a very great record as well. Like, again, there's nothing on this record that is filler material. It's just a great rock and Aerosmith album. So that's my response to Lazerrus. I hope you enjoyed what I showed. I know a lot of it's very mainstream stuff, but basically in the 80s that's what I was collecting. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys later. Take care for now.